Lawrence Okolie had a recent interview where he was actually talking about some complications that was going on since arriving at heavyweight. And this was something that a lot of people at heavyweight has been saying recently about the matchups and guys trying to put their way into a matchup for a big payday or whatever it is that's trying to transpire right now in the sport of boxing. But they're saying that heavyweight matchups aren't easy to get right now. Even Joseph Parker is lined up to fight Fabio Wardley, which everybody would admit would be a step backwards, knowing that he was right there for a Usyk fight, and he was ahead of a lot of other people. He's been fighting the toughest guys recently, but now even he's in a situation where he has to fight with Fabio Wardley. And Lawrence Okolie is seeing a lot of guys recently, like Makhmudov and even Vianello recently call out Anthony Joshua after their recent victories. And he was surprised, saying that, why are these guys feeling like they're in a position? And I'm not saying his exact words, so don't quote me, but he's talking about the handouts in heavyweights. People are looking for handouts and trying to put themselves in position for a Joshua fight and, Usyk and a lot of other people when you have contenders who need to mix it up. Contenders need to be fighting contenders so they can be able to put themselves in a position to fight champions. And right now, it's not a lot of contenders mixing it up. And that's what I was saying. I was saying a lot of champions are not putting themselves in position to fight contenders because the contenders are not fighting each other. It's just whoever's in the position, they feel like the fight's on, if it's a good situation, then it's getting put together. Or the mandatories is getting put in a certain situation, eliminators. It's not really a direction they're going. Everything is kind of just getting thrown together. You just had Otama and Dillian White, which came out of nowhere because Dillian White accepted the fight. But the other matchups at heavyweight, you don't really know what's going on. With Joshua, we don't know who his next opponent could be. We don't know where Makhmudov's next direction should be. He's talking about Joshua and Vianello. And people say, yeah, those fights make sense. Okay. But where does Okolie go? He's just got the heavyweight. So he's probably expecting to fight a person like Makhmudov or Vianello. He said he'll fight FA, all these guys. Zhang. He said the only person that he could see that wouldn't be interested in the fight with him is probably Caviel. That's it. Everyone else should be interested in a fight with him. And it makes sense. Why would he not be an option for a lot of guys at heavyweight? Well, you need to be fighting somebody with a name. And we know that he was at cruiserweight, but he was still doing things at cruiserweight, just like other people were. It's a lot of guys that moved to heavyweight from cruiserweight. So yeah, they definitely need to be mixing it up, but it's not a lot of that going on right now. I think they're wasting a lot of time. It's been a lot of time wasting the heavyweight. Not a lot of matchups like we were expecting. And then you have Frank Sanchez and Daniel Dubois fight coming out of nowhere, which is a good matchup, but I don't know how that, it is two guys coming off a loss, but the matchup kind of didn't make any sense from what we've seen recently with the mandatories and everything else that was handed down. But we'll see, man. That's all I got. Like and subscribe.